A warm welcome to all the viewers for the course Advanced Manufacturing Technology. Myself Thea Pal, Assistant Professor of Department of Mechanical Engineering, JIS College of Engineering. Today going to give a brief lecture on types of layout. So let's have a look at the content. So initially we will be starting with the product layout, then we will be having a discussion on functional or process layout, and then we are going to talk about the fixed position layout, and finally we are going to have a look on combination type of layout.
Well, we are talking about introduction. That is, layout is basically classified into the 5 categories. One is process layout, second is product layout, third is combination layout, fourth is fixed position layout, and finally it is all about group layout. So in the upcoming slide we are going to discuss about all the process about this layout. So initially we are starting with product layout. So what do you mean by product layout? If all the processing equipment and machine are arranged accordingly to the sequence of operation of the product, then it is called as product layout. And most important thing is that in this type of layout, only one product of one time of product is produced in an operating area. So the product must be standardized and produced in large quantity in order to justify the product layout. So product layout, as you can see, this is your raw material and this is your finished product. But you just have a look in this product. This is product A type of, which is produced in department, whereas this is product B, department where product B is produced. That means in this process equipment and machine are arranged accordingly to that sequence of operation of the product. For example, if you want to have a pin production, so initially you need to have a thread, then you are going to have a longitudinal surface, then you are going to have some sort of head. So if this is a production which might be involving operation like thread cutting, like turning, then like surface finishing. So if these all are operations are associated with one type of product, then I must say that all these sequence of operation must be arranged in that particular department to generate that type of product. Now the raw material is basically supplied at one end of the line and it goes from one operation to the next quite rapidly with a maximum working process. Sometimes there is a storage also and material handling is also occur. So you can see this is the process of product layout. Again I am repeating, if I would like to have a discussion of product layout, then I must say it is the processing equipment and machines that are arranged accordingly to the sequence of operation of the product. The layout is called product layout. And in this type of layout, only one product of one type is produced in an operating area, and this product must be standardized and it has to be produced in large quantities also. Now why we are using the product layout? Might be there are some advantages. First of all, it lowers the total material handling cost. Second of all, there is a less work in progress. Third, it gives better utilization of man and machine. Fourth, less floor area is occupied by materials in transit and for temporary storage also. Fifth, greater simplicity of production control is there. And sixth, it is total production time which is minimized. So if you have a look at this particular scenario, in total these are the advantages that are produced by product layout. First of all, it lowers the total material handling cost. Second of all, there is a less work in progress. Third, it is used for better utilization of main and machines. 4. Less floor area is basically occupied by material in transit and for temporary storage also. 5th, greater simplicity of production control is there. And finally, total production time is also minimized. Now here are some limitations of product layout. First of all, no flexibility which is generally required is obtained in this layout. Next, the manufacturing cost increases with a fall in volume of production. Third, if one or two lines are running light, there is a considerable machine idleness. A single machine breaks down may shut the whole production line. Specialized and strict supervision is also essential. So you just have a look here that no flexibility is generally required to obtain this layout. The manufacturing cost also increases with a fall in volume of production. If one or two lines are running light, then there is a considerable machine idleness. If any single machine gets breakdown, it leads to the shutdown of the whole production line. As well as specialized and strict supervision is also essential. Now we are moving to process, which is also known as functional layout. So process layout is also functional layout. So in case of process layout, basically the process layout is particularly useful where low volume of production is needed. So if the product are not standardized, then the process layout is more low desirable because it has greater process flexibility than other. And in this type of layout, the machines are not arranged accordingly to the sequence of operations, but are arranged according to the nature or type of operation. That's why this type of layout is commonly suitable for non-repetitive job. So if you are thinking of performing any repeated type of job, then it is preferred not to use the functional or process layout. The process layout is particularly useful where low volume of production is needed, and if the product are not standardized, then the process layout is more low desirable because it has greater process flexibility than other. And in this type of layout, the machines are not arranged accordingly to the sequence of operation, but are arranged according to the nature or types of operation. Now this type of layout is not at all suitable for repetitive job purpose. Some types of operation facilities are grounded together, such as lathe will be placed at one place, all the drilling machines are on another place. So in this figure, if you see, this is the forging section, this is the grinding section, this is the drilling section, this is your inspection section, This is your milling section. It is heat treatment section. This is punching section. So you can see the sections are different. But if this is the raw material, then they can go through any of the steps that is required to get your finished product. So if you want to generate a product, don't think that in process or functional layout that all the entire operation will be arranged in the sequential manner. Instead of that, what is there? They are arranged in the way the machine have been kept, and if you want to perform the operation, like from 1, here it went for 2, then it went for 3, this is went for 4, 5, 6, 7. So any operation they can go for any track. Now let's have a look at the advantages of process layout. First of all, there will be less duplicate of machines. Thus, total investment in equipment purchase will be reduced. Next, it offers better and more efficient supervision through specialization at various levels. Thirdly, there is a great flexibility in equipment and manpower. Thus, load distribution is easily controlled. Fourthly, better utilization of equipment that are available as much as possible. Fifth, breakdown of equipment can be easily handled by transferring work to another machine work section. And finally, there will be better control of complicated or precision process, especially where much inspection is required. So these are the 6 advantages of process layout. Now the process layout is also followed by some limitations. There are long material flow lines, and hence the expensive handling is also required. Now total production cycle time is more owing to long distance and waiting at various points also. Since more work is in quench and waiting for future operation, hence bottleneck also occur. Generally, more floor area is also required, and since work done does not flow through definite line, so counting and scheduling is more tedious. And finally, specialization creates monotony, and there will be difficult for the lead worker to find the job in other industry. So these are the various limitations that are associated with process layout. So if I summarize the limitations of process layout, then I can say that there are long material flow lines. Hence, the expensive handling is also required. More space is required for process layout. Total production cycle time is more owing to a long distance and waiting at various points. Since more work is quench and waiting for further operation, hence bottlenecking also occur. Generally, more floor area is also required. Now, since work does not flow through definite line, counting and scheduling is more tedious. So here we come to a conclusion of the limitations of process layout. Next, we are going to discuss about the fixed position layout. Well, this is a type of layout in which least important for today's manufacturing industry, because in this type of layout the major components it remains in fixed location, and other material, part, tools, machineries, manpower and other supporting equipment are brought to this location. That means the component remained in the fixed position or fixed location, but materials like parts, tool, machinery, manpower and other support equipment all are brought to this location. If such thing occurs, then obviously this type of layout has got least important for today's manufacturing industry. So the major components or body of the product remain is fixed position because it is too heavy or too big, and as such it is economical and convenient to bring the necessary tool and equipment to workplace along with manpower. And this type of layout is basically used to manufacture a boiler, hydraulic and steam turbine and ship. As you can see, the size of the product is too bulky, so it is very difficult to handle them, so they are kept in a fixed location. But with respect to this, other material, parts, tool, machinery, manpower and other supporting equipment are brought to this location to perform the machining work. So the major component of body of the product, basically they remain in the fixed position because they are too heavy or too big, and such it is economical and convenient to bring the necessary tool and equipment to workplace along with the manpower. And this type of layout is also preferable for boiler, hydraulic and steam turbine and ships. Now just have a look at the advantages of fixed position layout. So advantage is material movement is reduced. Next, capital investment is also minimized. The task is usually done by the gang of operator, hence continuity of operation is ensured. So production center are independent of each other, hence effective planning and loading can also be made. Thus, total production cost will be reduced. If offer greater flexibility and allow changes in product design, then product mix and production volume is also having great. So these are the advantages of fixed positioning layout. So if I come to summarize the advantages of fixed position layout, then we can say that material movement is reduced, but at the same time capital investment is also minimized. Now the task is usually done by gang of operators, hence continuity of operation is also ensured. Production centers are independent of each other, hence effective planning and loading can be made. Thus total production cost will also be reduced. It offers great flexibility and allow changes in product design, product mix and production volume. So these are all of the advantages of using fixed position layout. Now there are some limitations of fixed position layout. First of all, high skilled manpower is required. Secondly, movement of machine equipment to production center may be time consuming. Thirdly, complicated fixture may be required for positioning the job and the tool, and this will lead to the increase of the cost of production. So you have to keep in mind that if to perform the job for fixed position layout, it is followed by so many limitations. First of all, highly skilled manpower is required. Second of all, movement of machine equipment is to production center may be time consuming. Thirdly, complicated fixture may be required for positioning the job and the tool, and thus all of this particular issue is helping to raise the cost of production. Now we'll be discussing about combination types of layout. Nowadays in pure state, any one form of layout discussed above is rarely found. Therefore, generally the layout used in industries are comprises of the above mentioned layout. Every layout has got certain advantages and disadvantages. Therefore, industry would like to use any types of layout as such. Now, flexibility is very important factor. So, layout should be such which can be molded accordingly to the requirement of industry without any further investment. But if the good features of all type of layout are connected or comprises solution can be obtained, which will be more economical and flexible. So combination type of layout basically tells us or try to say us that it should be the combination of all the advantages of various layout so that it can combine together to form a particular layout to give the best productivity rate. So finally, we are coming to the end of the lecture of part 1, where we have already discussed about the various types of layout. It is process layout, product layout, fixed layout, combination type layout. So hope you have understood the various types of layout. So this is the end of part 1 lecture for types of layout. So in the second lecture of types of layout, we are going to discuss the various types of plant layout, and we are going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of that particular layout. So thank you for watching the video. If you have liked the video, then subscribe the channel and stay connected with us to get more advanced knowledge about the important of plant layout. And if you have liked the video, then please subscribe the channel, like the video and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you very much.